Boys, welcome back to another video, and this week has not been very good for me. It's been a rough week, boys. It has been one of the worst weeks I've ever had. Regardless, we're gonna do a guide because why the hell not? And I don't know, I'm gonna pick a random hero here. I'm gonna close my eyes and pick a random hero. Boom, Necrophos. Oh fuck, I already did a guide on this hero. Jakiro? I don't play Jakiro, bro. You know what? Let's do fucking Death Prophet. I don't know why, because Death Prophet, I don't know. This Death Prophet is fun. Honestly, I don't know why I did Death Prophet. What is the most popular hero right now? I'll probably do that next time. Currently, it seems that I already did one on Nyx Assassin, and Death Prophet is probably fine. So yeah, guys, we're gonna do a guide on Death Prophet. Now, what I need to say about Death Prophet is that one, Death Prophet is what you would call a default hero. Now, what is a default hero, guys? People don't understand what default hero is. This is what a default hero, in my opinion, is. It's a hero that is very straightforward. So heroes, what are default heroes? Like DK is a default hero, right? Sven is a default hero. I'm gonna turn the volume down real quick. Sven is a default hero. You know, maybe like PA, Sniper. DP is a default intel hero, meaning that she does what an intel hero would do. She does what every hero in Dota kind of wants to do. She's not very niche. You know what I mean? Who is not a default hero? Invoker is not. Batrider is not. You know, Tinker is definitely not. Techies is not. Broodmother is not. Like, you see how these heroes are very niche. Like, they're not like, you can't pick them every game, essentially. You can't just first pick Brood every game. You can't first pick Alchemist every game. You can't first pick Meepo every game. You can't first pick Tinker every game. You can't pick Storm every game. Because you get fucked over by some heroes. Like, they're either very strong or they're very weak. Now, this is what Death Prophet is. You can first pick Death Prophet and there's nothing the enemy can do. There is not that many counters to Death Prophet. I mean, there are some that are worse than others, but Death Prophet is overall just like a strong laner and good tower push, good team fight, good everything, good nukes. She has and disables, just not a lot of stuns, but she has a silence and slows and stuff, so it's fine. So yeah, you can first pick Death Prophet. You know, you can pick Death Prophet before you pick your carry. So if you want to pick your mid hero earlier, you can pick DP. You can play DP position 5, you can play DP offlane, you can play DP mid. I even tried to play fucking DP carry with the Radiance and that shit works, but I don't recommend it. But as you can see, you can reliably pick this hero no matter what. And that's the good thing about these default heroes, because in my opinion, you can never go wrong with them. So what does DP have, guys? Why is DP what I call a strong laner? So there are some things that a strong laner has. One is that they have good base stats, and two, they have good abilities. Now, what makes a hero good laner? So essentially, one is that they need to have good stats. So they need to have good movement speed. They need to have good decent armor. They need to have damage. They need to have, you know, good attack animation, which is why Juggernaut's like really good, because he has an amazing attack animation with high armor, decent movement speed, and damage. So he's very like easy to lane with, and he has really good abilities. So why is DK good laner? Because one, you know, he has a ability that gives him sustain, which is very important if you want to like win trades. He has a stun and he has a nuke, right? DP has the same thing. DP has a nuke and a sustain ability and a nuke and silence, which you don't really get. I mean, DK doesn't really get stun anyway until like level 4. Sometimes I don't even get it at all. Yeah, that's what makes a strong laner. So any laner that's like strong has a nuke and sustain. If you don't have sustain, you will have more nukes, or you just have like, you just buy like a bottle and it's fine. So yeah, DP has amazing stats. Why? Look at her movement speed. She has 320 movement speed from the get-go. I'm pretty sure that she has one of the fastest movement speed in the game to start off with. There's not many heroes that have a higher movement speed than DP, except for like Kato and Pugna. But DP, once she ults, she is the fastest hero in the game. Almost. Not really, but almost. So, this is what you do on DP. Level 1, I would say you get your Crypt Swarm. Now, you know, it kind of depends, because Spirit Siphon is a sustain, and level 1 Spirit Siphon is kind of shit. Level 1 Crypt Swarm is kind of shit. Ideally, you don't really want to use this that much, because this is what you use to secure range creeps, by the way. It is only 75 damage, which is like really fucking bad. But it still does more, because creeps have 0% magic res, meaning all 75 damage will be dealt. And there's no hero that can do more than 75 damage to deny creeps. So if you use this to secure range creeps, it's very nice. And you can do it like this. So you just hit it like a couple times, right? And then as your attack is gonna land, you fucking Crypt Swarm at the same time, so you guarantee the last hit. Now, ideally, most of the time, 90% of the time, you want to be maxing out your Q in the lane. Because this is, you kind of want to max this out first, because this ability is what gives you the ability to flash farm in a way. So it's a 300 damage nuke with a 5-second cooldown, right? Very easy to just spam constantly. So every time you're pushing waves, you're farming jungle camps, you can even stack them and just spam this, right? Very easy nuke. It has longer range than what it actually says it does. So like you see here, yeah, this guy's out of range, but you can still hit him. So yeah, that's the thing. Now, it kind of depends. Sometimes you might not want to max out your Crypt Swarm. Sometimes you might want to max out your Spirit Siphon. And this is because if you need to sustain a lot. So you never do this, guys. It's either you max this out or you max this out. You get a point in silence if you're up against like a Storm or Puck if you need it. Silence is really fucking shit, because look at, it's a 15-second cooldown at level 1. It is the worst scaling abilities that you have. 3-second silence is like very utility wise. It's for ganks. Like if you're trying to gank an anti-mage, maybe you get this shit, but it significantly reduces the damage of your other spells, and it's like 80 mana, dude. This shit costs so much mana you cannot sustain it properly. If you're spamming Crypt Swarm off cooldown and using your Spirit Siphon, you're gonna need a lot of mana, which is why you need Mangoes, Clarities, and Bottle for sure. So, well, most of the time you need Bottle, and you need Yules and Wand. But besides the point, that's what it is. Now, here's the thing about Spirit Siphon. This is probably the most interesting ability in the game. If you're hitting someone, so it's this ability potentially is better than Crypt Swarm. The only time you don't get it is against some heroes, and I'll tell you guys what. But first, I want to explain this ability. So this is probably the ability that makes DP, almost makes DP. DP, the whole existence of Death Prophet is her ultimate, the Exorcism. But Spirit Siphon is literally, well, in the current patch, Spirit Siphon is literally the shit that makes DP good, and that makes DP strong lane. Because if you read this, every time you skills this, it skills on everything. It skills on cooldown, skills on charges, skills on damage, skills on absolutely fucking everything. And the mana cost doesn't go up, which is the best part, because all these mana costs go up. So sometimes you want to max this. So what this does is that it drains 14 health a second. So you're taking HP from the enemy while giving it to yourself. Essentially, it's a mini life drain, and potentially could be better, because Pugna's life drain is stronger than DP at like early levels, but it doesn't scale as well into the late game because it does 300 damage flat. So at max level, it doesn't just like go higher. But this is like Necro's ability, man. This is literally what Necro does. Necro does 2.4 health per second, and DP drains max HP as damage. So no matter your current HP, is gonna drain essentially in the 5.5 sec HP drain. So in the late game, even if you have more HP, it still drains the same amount as percentage wise. Not a lot of heroes have this, and this is very strong. So if you do some easy calculations, easy math, you're draining 6 duration for 5.5 per second, and you have talents to upgrade this even more. So let's say I'm just draining this guy. You can see I can drain roughly like 30% or more. Yeah, more than 30% of his HP. And I can drain him again because this has 4 charges. So as you can see, if I use it 4 times on the same guy, he's pretty much fucking dead. Yeah, he's just gonna die from this because, yeah. And this literally does not matter, by the way. He has no items here. He's gonna die from 4 charges of Spirit Siphon. This guy can give him like a shit ton of Heart of Tarask, and it's probably the same thing. Now, this might be a bit different because he's gonna regen a lot. Yeah, he is gonna regen a lot. So that might not work because he is regenning. But as you can see, it's fucking dealing damage, guys. It is dealing roughly the same amount of damage as it would have anyway when I use Force Spirit Siphon. Although he's not gonna die because he is regenning 155 health per second, which is like bullshit because this guy has 6 Heart of Tarask. But look, he has 50% HP already. And all I did is use some spells on him. What fucking spell does this much damage, guys? Not a lot. So yeah, this is what makes DP, and it's really strong in lane. You use it against any hero that you need to sustain against. So what are some heroes that you want to be skilling this against? So essentially any melee hero in the mid lane you want to skill this against. Any mid lane hero. Does not matter what mid lane hero it is. As long as it's a melee hero, you skill this shit. You essentially run up in their face every time they walk up and take a last hit, and you just do this. And you can like last hit creeps while sucking on them, or just hit them while you're sucking on them. And it completely fucks them over, so you just max this out. Because this skill's off cooldown as well. If you're up, you know, DP is hella good against HUSKAR and like all these other heroes that regens a lot, because you just like fucking suck on them. And a lot of your abilities like don't require you to actually hit him, because you can disarm me and whatnot. You can heal. DP also is decent against QoP, mainly because of your long range nuke and the fact that you can like sustain the Shadow Strike, which is the biggest issue with QoP. She needs you to not sustain against her. You know, any hero that's melee, DP is not very good against long range nukers. If you're up against a Puck or like OD or like these heroes that are very like Lina, you kind of want to max your Q. Now, why? Because you can't really Spirit Siphon them reliably. They're either not in range or they just like run away or blink out. So you can never really properly Spirit Siphon these guys. Until you might want to get a value point in your silence if there's like, you know, a storm or something. But besides that, you can't really Spirit Siphon them reliably, so you kind of just max this and try to nuke them as you hit the creeps. So that helps you basically harass them, and you know, it helps you farm, right? This is what makes you dominate the lane, so you shit on them in lane. This is what helps you farm. So you know, your third ability is good against like the Timbersaw mids, DK mids, HUSKAR mids, Kunkka mid. What else mid heroes are there? TA potentially, because this does trickle down her Q. Any range heroes that's not very mobile with low movement speed, you know, maybe Zeus potentially. I don't know what other mid lane heroes are there. Ember Spirit, you know, shit like that. It's really good. So yeah, that's basically DP's that thing. For the talent wise, let me just run through the talents real quick. You know, DP, if you feel like you won't die at all, just take the damage. It's always nice to just fucking click people for more damage. But generally, you don't really do that much damage with your right clicks. Like, yes, your right clicks are very fucking potent. Don't get me wrong, dude. Death Prophet has one of the best damages in the early game from just laning. So your right clicks are actually fucking hurts like a bitch. Do not just use your Crypt Swarm and your Siphon to harass people. Right click the fuck out of them, because this shit actually just kills people. Okay? If you're like, people don't understand. If there's like an enemy in your lane and you're just like clicking on him while sucking him and just doing this, that's like half of his HP gone just from you clicking him. So yeah, do not underestimate that. But most of the time, you know, you're gonna be up against like Linas and shit. They're gonna nuke you. So you kind of want to survive, right? The worst thing that can happen is that while you're sustaining with the Spirit Siphon, while you are using your ultimate, you die before your ultimate ends. Because if your ultimate ends, you fucking heal to full, no matter what. They can try to burst you, it just does not work. So, you know, sometimes I like to pick this. Now, this is a hard one, actually. This is a very hard one. If you just want to be speedy and just kiting people, or if they have really fast heroes, you kind of want to go for the movement speed. But this, holy fuck, dude. Plus 8%, 0.8% more to the sucking damage. Yeah, that's a lot per second, dude. Holy fuck, that is a lot of damage if you ask me. Level 20, I usually take the HP. The fucking cooldown, this is pretty stupid because it's like a 1.5 second cooldown. You literally just use this infinitely. And once you get Octane Core, it's absolutely fucked. But I usually take the HP. Do not take this because it's kind of a meme. It's used for pushing waves and just spamming this a shit ton in fights. But I feel like it just burns all your mana and you just have like 0 mana to actually cast stuff. Unless if you have infinite mana and you have a CM Kato, don't get that. Level 25, again, this is a difficult one. If you're going to pick this, you always take the plus 8% max health. Essentially what this does is that it gives you like infinite charges, basically. You can pretty much use this infinitely because this is a 10-second cooldown. As soon as you use the first one, before you finish it up, the second one's already charged. So you suck. Like, you will never run out of charges if you use it properly. You can use this basically infinitely. And this gets even better once you get like Octane Core and stuff. So that's that. But, you know, if they don't really have tanks, or if they have like, you know, like a Puck, and they have like, you know, heroes that juke around like Anti-Mage, get the Exorcism Spirit because they do a lot more damage. And essentially upgrades another level to your ultimate otherwise. And yeah, last but not least, guys, this is what makes DP DP. Now, here's the thing people don't understand about this spell. Exorcism is a long fucking cooldown, guys, and it costs a lot of mana. It makes you really, really fast. The spirit damage doesn't really go up, but this is what Death Prophet does. So you want to ult when you're near a tower. You do not want to ult at the beginning of a team fight, because if you just fucking ult, they see you ulti, they just walk away, and then they can like leave, and then your ult is wasted. So what you want to do is this: you want to fight either near one of their towers, or just fight dumb, like you're sure you're gonna fight because someone already like went in balls deep. Like the enemy axe blinked in and taunted you or something, and then you can do it. But otherwise you kind of want to just like not do it, because here's the thing: if they run away from you and they fight you after this ends, you're kind of fucked in a way, because this is a pretty long cooldown. It's like a chrono. But if you ult near their tower, let's say you're trying to fight them, right? They're like near their tower, and then this guy is pussy, he runs away. You can just take their tower. You can literally stand on the edge of the tower, and your ghost will kill the tower like that. You have to see it though, I think. No, it won't. I don't know. Maybe you have to be near it. I think you have to hit it once. Yeah, it does work on whoever you're hitting. So your ghosts actually like, they kind of just like run around you randomly. But if you're like closer to them, it hits them more. If you're further away, it does less damage. And if you're sucking on them, or like using your spells or right clicking them, the ghost targets whoever you target in a way, and it heals you a shit ton. So the reason for that is because every time a ghost hits someone, they have to actually come back to you before they can deal more damage again. Which is why like this is slower, right? If I'm like right up in their face, it takes less time for them to come back. So I just have to suck on them, and then the ghosts are attacking the same guy, which is very, very strong. As you can see, literally a 6 heart axe sitting in front of my face while I have Spirit Siphon on just dies to me, because that's how DP works. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Regarding the item builds, I'm just going to quickly go over. No talismans are nice, because double no talisman essentially allows you to one-shot every creep wave in the early game. So which is very, very good. Not one-shot every creep wave, one-shot the range creep. So you might want to get this. because one-shotting ranged troops they feel very good. I think you need like 4 to actually one-shot them now. Probably like 3. But yeah, so you don't have to like click it another time, but like no one's gonna buy this many nullifiers. I mean, no talismans. Maybe you just get 1, maybe get 2, depends. I sometimes get 2, sometimes I just get 1. It is kind of expensive. In this patch, you always get bottled because there's too many runes, so you just need it. It's for mana and everything. If you need more, just get clarities. For the boots, now this is actually quite hard to say. If they have a lot of magic damage and you feel like you're gonna right click a lot, go power treads, right? As I said, DP's right clicks are very potent, so you can use them. If they have like a lot of speedy heroes like lifesteal or whatnot, you could get phase boost because it helps you move around and it gives you some armor. So if you have some armor issues, you know, DP does not have, as you can see, DP has pretty good strength gain and intel gain. She has pretty fucking abysmal armor agi gain. So you kind of just want to like get some armor items essentially, and phase boost kind of solves that issue in the early game. No matter what, you could go boosted travel. If sometimes you're just playing the farm game, you're trying to farm out, or like let's say the enemy has like a puck or something where you just cannot kill them, or like some kind of hero mid laner like a tinker, okay? Like the tinker just refuses to fight you, and you try to push his tower, he just marches the ground. Maybe just get a bot so you can farm as fast as the tinker is, right? It makes you faster. You can TP base for mana and walk out and everything. So that's that. But no matter what you do, your first item is always going to be Yules. Oh yeah, also get Wand, like whenever, because Wand is good. So your first item is Yules no matter what. Why? It's a sustain item. It's a stun. So people can like actually just not TP out. You know what sucks? When you're like sucking them while ulting them and they just like TP out. You can just cancel TPs now. Right? Don't do it instantly. Like let's say this axe, let's say I'm sucking him, the axe starts TPing. I want to wait and then use it. You know what I mean? Because while he's TPing, he's essentially stunning himself. Does that make sense? Yeah. I mean, if you understood what I said, congrats, you're smart. If you didn't, I don't know what to say, dude. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's that. And the shard is kind of a meme a little bit. I mean, it does work. It is nice to have. I don't know if it's like a must get, because they do get feared and shit. It's really weird. Like, it's really fucking weird. Next up, this is what you have to see. Right, if they have a lot of magic nuke like Zeus, you could get an Eternal Shroud. This gives you mana as well as lifesteal on your spells, which is very nice. But the issue with this is that sometimes it doesn't help you getting stunned. So if they have stuns, you just go BKB second item so you don't die. If they have like PA, TA, like a lot of minus armor, you could go Lotus Orb, right? This purges you more. Or I like to just go Shiva's, because Shiva's, it's a shit ton of armor. It gives you attack damage and everything. And the best part is that it gives you vision and it slows people. So when they're like you're sucking on them, they get slowed, right? You're even faster. So not that you're like, so DP, this used to be like a slow. They removed that sadly, so you kind of need this now. Radiance is a fucking meme. I mean, Radiance is only for carry DP. I don't think you should ever get Radiance because you don't really need it. That's not how DP deals damage. You could get it though for memes. Aghanims. If you feel like you lack damage, guys, just get Ags. Ags is what boosts your damage. It essentially gives everything a extra ghost. You attack them, a ghost flies out. You crypt swarm them, a ghost goes out. You silence them, a ghost goes out. Everything you do, anything you do, a ghost goes out. This just boosts your damage. So even with your ulti, if you're like clicking the tower, the ghost will just kill the tower for you essentially, which is very nice. If you need more damage, Yasha and Kaya just makes you faster, and eventually you could just go Octarine Core because you know, higher cast range. It's a feels good item. It's not like a have must get item, but it makes everything lower cooldown, which is essentially what DP wants. Holy shit, dude! Look at this. If you can get both of these items, and neutrals, you know, pretty self-explanatory. Makes you tanky, gives you mana, you know, shit like that. What DP wants. This is okay. These are all good items. This is fucking Flicker is amazing because you just like, they can never catch you. It just feels fucking amazing. If you have this, dude, holy fuck, look at this. 0.9 cooldown. Is this even a spell, or is this just like fucking 0 cooldown? It's literally 0 cooldown, dude. Look, this is not free spells. I'm just using it off cooldown here. Yeah, it's pretty fucking great. So yeah, that's that. Drums is kind of a meme. A on this, sometimes you're getting bursted. Lincolns could work against like Doom or whatever. Bloodstone's okay. Windwalker is actually really good against some heroes like Puck and whatnot, because you can like break out of the coil. If you need sustain, if you have sustain issues, you could get a scythe. You know, sometimes the silence is not enough, and that is very understandable. So you need a scythe. And yeah, that's basically DP, guys. There's not much else to say, but yeah. You know, if you guys start winning some matches and just like remember how good DP is, just remember to drop this a like, give this video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, check out the Twitch, check out the Patreon, check out the Discord. And before you go, I just want to tell you guys, DP is a team pushing hero. You actually need a team who is like decent to play DP. She is not a really good solo hero because DP needs her team to play around her, and she needs to like team fight a lot. She's not a flash farmer like TA and Alchemist. So if you're trying to win with DP and you're wondering why you're like fucking 20-0 and you're losing the game, is because your team is shit and you shouldn't play DP. Now, yeah, that's essentially my last words of advice. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.